Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Killer7. So, this chapter we're on, Smile, it began quite eventfully last time, as, well, first we saw Hirokasai, the informant who talked with Garcian back in the Sunset chapter. We saw him killed by Kenjiro Matsuoka. He put Kasai in, I guess, like bondage gear with pierced nipples and had him stand on top of a building, and then the wind blew Kasai off and he fell and he died. Matsuoka not abiding traitors to live, I guess. We were then given a mission. Well, no, before we were given a mission by Mills, we were then called by Mills and told to come, using our usual code, vote for the Republic Party and all that. Garcian then went into Harmon's room to tell him what was going on, but we didn't find any Harmon. We did find Samantha, and she was dead. We then went into the locked forbidden room in the trailer, finding a room that couldn't possibly exist, a room that existed in impossible space, to find Harmon and Kunlan playing chess. They were distraught to see Garcian, I guess, and Garcian left, and we don't know what's going on there. Maybe Garcian doesn't either, because he went off to talk to Mills. Mills got shot and was killed, but not before he gave us our mission to go to the Union Hotel in Philadelphia to find Kenjiro Matsuoka, who is basically the leader of 10 million Japanese people. He has a lot of power, a lot of influence, and he wants revenge on the U.S. So we have to find him. That's what we're doing. That's what we're gonna do. We're halfway up the hotel. We've gotten, I think, 4 soul shells.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
See, that's how the critical lock-on is supposed to work. You just lock on and shoot and they die. That's really... oh no. I really don't like the broken smiles, but I've mentioned that. Let's do this. Let's get Mask out. Let's see how, now that he's exceeded the main event, how does he handle the broken smiles? Pretty well. He doesn't have much of a problem. But I do want blood, because I haven't maxed it out yet in this level. So let's go to someone who can drain blood from killing enemies, like Coyote. He's wearing a nice, nice pink shirt. That's his change for this level. Alright, let's head up to the 5th floor. What will we say to Matsuoka when we find him? I don't know. Our mission is not to kill him, mind you. Mills never said that, and the mission description did not say that. This is a very blue floor, and this is like way too blue. Entirely too blue and purple. Even the shadows are purple. I can hear rolling smiles. Let's see. Oh, that's not what I was hearing. Gonna need some pro wrestling for this. Well, grenade launchers, but grenade launchers held by a pro wrestler, which is, the way they should be held. Oh, gotta charge one up for these guys. I do hear the rolling smile. I don't see him anywhere. But like I was saying... Anyone over here? When we do encounter Matsuoka, our mission was not to kill him. So what are we going to do when we find him? We don't know. Mask wonders, he ponders what it is we're going to do. That is a pretty good looking mask, too. Oh, look who it is. So Mills seemed to be saying that he believes that the government killed him, the government that he works for. Why would they do that? Because Mills was delving into their secrets. Something about controlling an election. The voting system is the key, but what does any of that mean? We haven't heard anything about voting or elections. I don't think so far, at least in terms of the story of Killer 7. We know that possibly Matsuoka wants to use the 10 million Japanese people to put them in one state and gain political power, but as far as the voting system of the US goes, it hasn't really been part of the story so far. Anyway, here's some candles. How do we light some candles? No, I mean, that totally should work, but we're going to do it the traditional way. Like anyone would light a candle, you get out your fire ring, you put it on, and then it howls, is how most people would do this. Another soul shell. This hotel has a lot of them. We found soul shells on every floor so far. I just want to mention that I really like the coloring of this room. The blues and the bright reds. It looks very nice. I just wanted to point that out. Probably my favorite room in the game in terms of how it looks. Well, Mills wanted us to light him a candle, but I don't see him around. We lit the candle, and we did find the soul shell, so thank you, Mills, for giving us that hint, but I don't see him around here. He said he'd wait for us, but he's not here. Mills trying to get at the government's secrets, trying to find out something about the election system. But we don't really know what.
Yes, memories.
Hearing sounds coming from somewhere. Oh, over there.
Adios. Yes, memories. They know who's the strongest.
Survive that? Oh no, it didn't. Okay. It's about to say. So Mask, with his new power-up, basically launches magic missile at enemies. It's something, and you can do that now. It's a legal wrestling move. There's nothing wrong with doing that. I mean, it's just that most wrestlers don't do it because they can't. If they could, it would totally be allowed. It doesn't count as a foreign object to charge up your ki and then fire projectile attacks using that. It's just that most wrestlers can't do that. There's no rules against it. That's right. I think we're on Coyote. Yeah. Boost up his speed. So, mysterious plotline for this level is maybe the US government the bad guy? Gasp. How could it be? These guys are starting. No, only one of them are starting with his back to me. That guy's looking right at me, but he's not doing anything.
memories.
Oh, used the wrong one.
Lost memories. Lost memories.
Well, we got the soul shell here. Let's head up to the next floor. Floor number 6. No one to be seen or heard. Laser smile. Just wanted to get him out of the way as fast as possible.
You're fucked.
Oh, Iwazaru. Any ideas about how dreadful or how ominous the hotel is? Or how bad you're feeling about our presence here? Just let me know all about it. Nothing new, just Iwazaru reiterating about how dangerous and how bad everything is.
You're fucked.
We already knew about all that, but it is bad with a capital B, which we didn't know. I am already using the thief, so don't need to worry about that. Of course, he can handle any lock. Doesn't matter what it is. As long as it's a padlock. Other locks he can't handle, but padlocks he can. It's Travis. We have not seen Travis in this level yet. He's been oddly absent. But we have seen other psyches like Mills and Handsome Black. What does Travis have to think about this hotel? What charade is Travis talking about? Iwazaru also mentioned something about dropping a charade. Travis saying that maybe we've been here before. It's kind of a surprised look on his face for some reason. We are not in New York, Travis. Just I want to let you know, that's not where we are right now. It's someplace completely different. But what is this charade that he means? Whatever it is, what's important right now is that there's a soul shell on the radiator over here. He said that he found it in the seat. He removed it. But why was it here? Well, just like everything else, we don't actually know. We never really knew why we were finding the soul shells, why that was needed. All we knew is that Master lost them, so we're finding them.
You're fucked.
Is how Iwazaru described it to us a while back. Here's a bomb head coming my way.
You're fucked. You're fucked. You're fucked.
Laser, all the way down there.
You're fucked. You're fucked.
I like how he completes saying it once, so he can say it the next time, instead of just stopping saying it the first time to say it a second time. Got a lot of blood on this floor. Yep, we're full up completely. So, we haven't actually seen any sign of Matsuoka. I mean, I don't think it's going to be much of a surprise for it to turn out that he's up on the top floor. And that the reason that we've been working our way up these floors is so we can get the soul shells. And we need the soul shells, of course, because, hey, soul shells mean that the gatekeeper is around here, and we need the soul shells to get through him. And that's why we couldn't just go straight up to the top floor. I don't think that's going to be much of a surprise. Anyway, Coyote has now learned Deadly Blow, and he now is on all level 4s.
Later.
Khan, of course, is already on all level 4s.
Not a monster, it's only a mask.
I believe you, Mask. And let's see, we can, might as well level up. Mask here, since we have not been leveling him up much. Since the only other skill that he learns is once he gets up to all level 5s, he learns critical lock-on. But he doesn't really need it because he doesn't fire bullets, he fires grenades. So we might as well just do this. Oops. Right behind us.
You're fucked.
And in front of us.
You're fucked.
He was looking to the side, and then he turned around. How could he even turn around? He was tied up to that thing he was on. I don't see how he could even turn. What's over here?
You're fucked. You're fucked.
One more floor to go. Well, there is the roof, but an actual floor, there's only one more, and that is the 7th. We will now go up to the top floor. Will we find Matsuoka? Well, it said his meeting with the United Nations. Who exactly is he meeting with? We don't know. And again, are we supposed to kill the guy? Because we weren't told we were supposed to kill the guy. They haven't had a custodian up here in a long time, I can see. The floor, covered in flower petals. We need to go into Harmon's room? We do have some blood we can drop off. We might as well do it. Since we have not maxed out the blood machine yet. Or maybe the flower petals are for VIPs. Maybe it's for special guests. Since only special guests maybe come up to the top floor. Now, here we go. Now we maxed out the blood machine. I was getting a little worried there. Almost done with the hotel. And this machine had not been maxed out yet. That would not have been good. But now it is. Let's go to...
I'm not a monster, it's only a mask.
And let's see. Level him up to all level 3s. And let's see. While we're here... I'm going to ask the steward to save our game. Just because I'm not 100% confident about this next boss. So let's just save it right here. Alright, what about these flowers? Oh, I hear something. Yep, I hear a micro. There we go. Iwazaru, what do you have to say about all these flower petals? Jeez, Iwazaru, making this sound really important, that once we do what we need to do here, it's a point of no return, that there'll be no going back for some reason. He said once we use the ring. Well, Kakazaru was there, which means that there's going to be a soul shell somewhere on the floor. Yeah, I can see it right there. It's like it's not hidden. I can see it. But I can't actually find it, I guess. I guess Coyote cannot. What are we going to do with all these flower petals? Well, Iwazaru did say once we use the ring, there's no going back. Is there a ring that we have that can be used to organize all these flower petals? There's one. Let's get the wind ring out. Blow these petals away. And now they've been cleaned up, and now we found a soul shell. And that gives us 7 soul shells for 7 floors. And with that, let's head on inside the suite and talk to Kenjiro Matsuoka. Well, of course, it wasn't going to be that easy. Of course it was not. Of course, before we could speak with him, we would have to get past the gatekeeper. And did we find all the soul shells, gatekeeper? Tell us we did. Yes, we found all of the soul shells that are in the Union Hotel, all 7, which means we can enter. And once again, we have entered the Coliseum, a place that couldn't possibly be part of the Union Hotel. We have arrived here once again for another mid-boss fight against a new Heaven Smile. But what kind of smile are we going to fight this time? Tell us all about it, Kess Bloody Sunday. Alright, this next enemy has got gross bumps. We gotta pop those bumps! Pop them good! And the person to pop these bumps is gonna be Kaede. This boss is probably the one that I would feel... This one, I might either do it very easily, or I might die. It goes either way. Kaede, by the way, wearing a black skirt. Of course, still stained with red blood, but the red blood does stand out very nicely against the black. Let's go on inside and pop these bumps. Alright, timer smile. Why is it called timer? Because the time limit is it walking towards us. Now, it's covered with bumps. I want to pop them. Now, it seems easy, but once there's one bump left, it's going to charge at me. So that means that the bump I want remaining is one that's going to be easy to get. I'm going to reload. And I think the easiest one to get is the one on the head. So I'm going to do this, and then... Oh! What was that? I did a double tap, and the second tap hit the one on the head. I've never done that. what is supposed to happen is you shoot it. I was going to shoot it in the chest. Once I did, it was then going to come running at me really fast. And then I would have to shoot the last bump to kill it. That did not happen here, though. What actually happened is when I shot the bump on the chest, I did a double tap, and the second tap hit the one on the head. The chances of that happening are basically such that you probably could never do that on purpose. So that's kind of amazing. That is actually... I can't believe that's how that fight went. That makes that fight look insignificant. That makes that fight look insignificant rather than one of the trickiest fights in the game. But anyway, we're in the suit. The suit. The suite. I know how to pronounce the word. Don't correct me on that. It's not a suit. I know it's not a suit. It's a suite. We're in here. Matsuoka in here? We don't see him. But there is a room over here, so maybe we'll find him in here.
You the one they call Matsuken?
No, Kanjiro Matsuoka is not here. I already handed him over.
Where?
How about I give you a clue?
You know we don't have time for puzzles.
Of course. A new informant is waiting. When you find yourself getting close to the truth, please come again. I'm afraid our time is up. Good day.
So, a very abrupt ending to the hotel. We reach the top floor. We reach the people who Matsuoka was having a meeting with, though they were covered in shadow. And he said that he already handed Matsuoka over, and then continued to say that once we find ourselves coming close to the truth, come see him again. So that's a very strange ending to a chapter. A very strange and abrupt ending. After all that, after going through that entire hotel, all the floors, getting the soul shells, hearing Iwazaru say that this is a very bad place filled with omens of death. Handsome Black and Travis telling us to drop the charade, and that just led to that. We spoke with those people for a few seconds, and then we were kicked out of the hotel, and we're back here. Matsuoka? Nowhere to be found. So I'm going to head inside Harmon's room. Is it really Harmon's room anymore? I mean, Harmon's not here. So I don't know if that's really appropriate to call it that anymore. But I've gone in here, and I'm going to save my game. I still can't believe how that timer smile fight went. I've never done that before. I'm very happy about how that fight went. Even though I would never have been able to do that on purpose. So, I've saved my game. And we're going to continue on next time in the second half, the second part of Smile. The hotel turned out to be nothing, really, but the man who was in shadows, he did tell us that there's a new informant. So, Mills was our informant, right? Mills was the person who was our contact with the government. This man tells us there is now a new informant. So is that man who was in the shadows, is he with the U.S. government? Does he know about who Garcian is and who the Killer7 are? Maybe he's one of the people we're getting missions from. I don't know. Whoever he is, he knows about Mills, and he knows that someone has now replaced Mills. So next time, I believe what's going to happen is we are going to go back to the overpass, where we would usually meet Mills, and we're going to see if anyone's there to meet us. Who knows? I'll see you next time as we continue on with Chapter 6, Smile, which is a very mysterious one, and so far it's been a mystery with no answers. I'll see you next time.
So, here's what happened in the second encounter. It was Sunday. A young girl knocked on my door. She claimed to be a friend of my dead daughter. I don't know what the relationship between them had been, but I didn't even want to think about it. Parents and children move in different circles. Just as there are parts of a parent's world that a child doesn't need to know about, there are parts of a child's world that a parent doesn't need to know about. We talked for a while, small talk. You know what my daughter was like when she was still alive, and things like that. This girl was really beautiful, but sometimes she made unusual expressions, licking her lips. When she got ready to leave, she started talking about her part-time job. That's when the weird expression completely covered her face. She said that she took care of an old man, Harmon Smith. Her employer's name was Garson Smith. I trembled. I decided to try to persuade her to help me out. It was easy. She's nothing but a greedy little girl. Samantha will do anything for money.